You saw that correctly. This is a digital camera with a winder. Beautiful. It's already better than the Cap Snap. Okay, this right here is a Flashback 135. It is a digital, non-disposable film camera. I mean, they are some words, aren't they? You know, I'm going to try and explain what this is as simply as possible. Basically, it's like a little mini digicam that only allows you to take 27 photos at a time, like a roll of film, and then you upload them onto an app, and that app makes the photos look like film photos. I mean, come on, that is sick. That is sick. I actually backed this project on Kickstarter like 2 years ago. So I've had this camera for like 2 years, and I feel like it's about time I did a little bit of a review. We can have a chat about it because there's a lot of these cameras about, these sort of digicams that are supposed to sort of replicate shooting film. And honestly, like, spoiler alert, this far into the video, this is probably the best one that I've ever tried myself, of those sort of film replacement digital camera things. Not sponsored, as I just said, I bought this myself. But I mean, Flashback, if you're seeing this, feel free to send me a V2. That is one delicious looking camera, isn't it? But I've owned this long enough that I feel like it's time to talk about it. In case you're wondering, it doesn't come with this gnarly ET sticker on it. This is so I can tell the difference between mine and Soph's, because I've got two of these, and this is actually a really important point that we'll get into later in the video, because I don't think that this camera is made for photographers. But I'll explain all of that later anyway. For now, let's take a look at some of the photos out of this thing. So I had plans to sort of shoot a bunch of photos of it out and about today, but it is so windy that I ain't putting this on a tripod. Not happening. So we're going to head back to the office, and I will show you a bunch of photos I've shot of it already, and then we'll get out later on and take some photos of it, and I'll show you how it works in the wild. But in the meantime, let's take a look at some of these photos. Let me show you how this camera works. You take 27 photos, love that winder so much, and then you open up the app, unload the digital film to the lab, the app gives the photos the film treatment, and bingo bango, you can save your photos to your camera roll. You have vibey bangers, and then you can reload the camera. You've got a bunch of different digital film stocks to choose from, a couple color ones, black and white, this super cool like Game Boy camera looking mode, very cool. You can select if you want a self timer option and for how long. If you do, you can choose between shooting in digicam mode, which means you can just see the photos immediately in the app, or this very cool film camera mode, which makes you wait 24 hours to emulate the devastating experience of having to wait to get your film photos back. I think the reason Flashback have done this is so that you don't have that whole instant gratification thing. It's exciting. You wait to see the photos and then you look at them and you go, oh my god, look, there's photos. It's so exciting. So just from like a product design perspective, this thing is insanely impressive. Like the camera, the app, it's all been built from the ground up by the team at Flashback, which to the best of my knowledge is just like a pair of mates who were bored of the whole smartphone camera thing and just decided that they would just make this. And having seen the journey that these guys have gone on, because I backed them on Kickstarter, I tip my hat to you guys. Like, this is unhinged. I love it. So the whole idea with this is that you are more in the moment. There's no screen, so you can't just like, you know, be staring at your photos, scrutinizing them or whatever. Oh, hello, Zilla.
She's a good girl. There she is. Oh, she's a good girl.
There is some comical irony in that you have to have a smartphone to get to the photos. In this version anyway, I believe in the version 2, you can just plug it straight into the computer. This is version 1. So yeah, the whole idea is use this instead of your phone. You're more present. Basically, that's the whole idea. But as an added bonus, you also get these really cool, messy, vibey, film aesthetic like photos too. So I mean, so far so good, right? Like on paper, this sounds like a home run. And I also think the choice of film looks is very smart too. Like, it has that expired film sort of look to it, and anyone who shoots a lot of film will probably look at these photos and be like, that doesn't look like film. But if you ask someone who doesn't shoot film but likes the film aesthetic what they think a film photo would look like, they'd probably say something that looks like these photos. You've got the shifted colors, you've got the grain, you've got the soft focus, everything that you think when you think of Instagram film aesthetic sort of vibe is here clear and present in these photos. And this brings me quite neatly onto the next part of this video, where I'm going to talk about why I think fundamentally this is not made for photographers. Now, when I say this camera isn't for photographers, I don't mean that photographers can't enjoy it. I do photo and video stuff for a living, and I very much enjoy using this camera for fun stuff. But the elephant in the room, sort of big issue for me as a photographer, is the blown out highlights. The second I saw the photos from this camera, my brain did two things. It immediately screamed the word highlights at me, and then straight after that, I noticed all the sick things that I love about these photos, like the grain, the color shifts, the soft focus, the slow shutter. Now, this whole highlights thing feels like a big old ish for me, especially when you think of this camera as a replacement for a disposable film camera, for example. Film handles light totally different to digital. When you expose film, you ideally want to protect the shadows because the highlights are usually safe. Now, with digital, it's the exact opposite. Of course, there's like a rubber tire in there. Why wouldn't there be? One of the first things that you learn in digital photography is to protect the highlights, because once the highlights have blown out and gone in a digital photo, like your dad nipping out to buy milk, they're gone and they ain't coming back. Now, one of the things I love when shooting with film point and shoots is just bagging off flash constantly. Like, it's such a big part of the film disposable point and shoot camera look that it's just kind of second nature for me now to want to have the flash on. But if you try to use this camera in the same way, you're likely going to get a blown out image because there is no control over the settings, because this is a point and shoot camera. But then I'm a photographer, so it's in my nature to over engineer taking any kind of photo, and by doing so I'm kind of the problem here. And I know this camera is presented as a film disposable alternative, and so I'm trying to force this camera into what I want a film camera to do, when really I could just leave the flash off, let the camera do its thing, and just accept the messy but vibey result as intended by the people who made this thing. In short, what I'm saying is that if I turn off my photography lizard brain and just chill out about the whole thing and don't try to steer this camera, then this camera becomes a really fun way to capture spontaneous and authentic moments. So if you are looking at these photos and thinking, those highlights look blown out, there's not much dynamic range, that filmy look is a bit aggressive, and so on, then this camera probably isn't for you. But if you're looking at these photos and thinking, these look sick, I want to take this to a festival with my mates, then this camera might be worth checking out. But ultimately, if you want to shoot film, just shoot film. Don't be scared of it. You can do it. I believe in you. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out too. So I want to round out this video with a little story that I think perfectly sums up who this camera is for. Now, when I bought this camera, I got two of them in like a bundle deal thing, and I gave one to my partner, and you will have seen a bunch of her photos in this video. She has a great eye for a photo, likes the whole film aesthetic, but doesn't shoot film, and she and literally all of her mates love this camera. She's taken it on hen parties, trips away, to weddings, on days out, all the kind of sort of situations Flashback intended this camera to be used in, and used by the kind of person that Flashback intended this camera to be used by. And the photos go straight in their group chat. Everyone's stoked on them. Every time she uses it, she comes back super excited to show me the photos, and she has used a bunch of different words to describe those photos. But do you know what one word she has never used? Highlights. So there we have it. Thank you for checking out the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like it, consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know in the comments, do you think this is sick or absolutely pointless? I'm a fan. I think it's pretty cool. Is it going to replace my daily carry film camera? That is the Pentax 17. Obviously not. I love this camera so much. I love shooting film guy through and through at this point, to be honest. But I do think this is really sick, and I really do genuinely tip my hat to the guys at Flashback. This is such a cool thing to make. Very sick. Anyway, it's good to see you. I hope you are well. I hope your family is well, but most importantly, I hope your dog is well. Do please provide your poocher a little scratch behind the ears, or a belly rub, or even right above the tail, and that's a good one too. And hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Peace.